Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. I thought I would just share with you guys what I've been up to lately, what new plants I've acquired, what's going on here, things like that. Just, things that are happening. Number one, I want to share with you my most recent plant purchase, and I'm totally obsessed with it. This is a Hoya rigida that I just got at our local greenhouse. It is massive, and let me show you. I don't know if you can see that, if it'll show up. I don't know. The focus sometimes is lame. $41. I feel like that's such a steal, almost for any plant this size, but on top of that, it's sort of a plant that you don't find too often locally, like you'd have to ship it from somewhere. And I know there's a lot of people that are gonna be like, I'd never pay more than $15 for a plant, and that is okay. But I still think this is a great price. So this is my newest obsession, and it lives in my boob planter. I've been looking for something to put in that big planter, and I feel like this is a great match. So if you'd like to see the planter, let me know. I can make a video on it. It's handmade by what used to be a local artist. I think she moved. So anyways, there's that. Okay, another new update here is I got my first cactus. I got the boob cactus. And I really have no idea how to care for it. I went around and squeezed all of them, and I picked the firmest one. Some of them were kind of like mushy at the base, and I feel like I've seen people with their cactuses and be like, oh, it's mushy at the bottom, and then they have to like cut it in half. And so I just went around and I picked the firmest one, and it's been a couple weeks, and I've watered it once, and it's still firm. It hasn't gotten mushy, so I think that means I'm doing okay. It has this care stuff on the back, but I don't know how accurate that is. So anyways, got my first cactus. Oh, I got a cabinet finally. So I had been wanting a Millsbo greenhouse cabinet, but gosh, the price is just, it's a lot, right? And that's all. That's really all. They're so pretty, the different colors and everything. So I got this, I don't want to say knockoff, but it's definitely like an alternative version, and I love it. So I come down and I look at it a million times a day because I love it, and it's brand new. And yeah, so that's another update here. I got one of these. If you want to know more about this, it's literally like half the cost of the Millsbo, and I outline all the pros, all the benefits of it in another video on my page, so you can go watch that. And then I link it for you. So if you're looking for a greenhouse cabinet that is $178 instead of $350, this would be my suggestion. So I just moved everything in here, and it's doing great. Another update is I used to be horrible at Syndapsis, and recently I have purchased 3. So I got this one, the Mount Salic Syndapsis, and it has like the speckled leaves. So I have that one. So I'm giving Syndapsis another try. I have killed most of the ones that I've attempted. And then if you had seen my other videos, I was desperate for a Platinum Java or Silver Hero, depending on who you ask. But I finally found one at one of the Walmarts, and now they're everywhere. I went to like a bajillion Walmarts, and now there's like 15 at my local Walmart. So anyways, I'm giving Syndapsis another try. I obviously do mostly Hoyas, as you can tell from the channel. Okay, I feel like you guys will share my excitement. My Thai finally unfurled its most recent leaf, and it's so pretty. Actually though, once it hardens off, I think I am gonna chop it because it's super skinny here at the base. And the nodes are actually pretty far apart for a tie, so I can get a decent chop in there. And it already has these aerial roots, and I'll just put it in another pot. But we love when a new leaf comes out. So that is groundbreaking news here. Another thing I'm obsessed with is this leaf right here. Look at that one. You know how there's just like one leaf that comes out that you're like, you are the prettiest leaf ever? Well, at this time, that's the one right there. On my Matilda splash. Okay, another update is that I had to treat a lot of my Hoyas for mites, and it's getting some new growth. It's pushing out new growth in a lot of places. Sorry, that might be too close. Can't tell. And so I'm really excited about that. There's a couple in this cabinet that are doing the same thing. They're pushing out some new growth, so that's very exciting. Oh, here, let's do this too. So I did my first prop boxes, and they both did really well. So this one was some Raphidophora tetrasperma cuttings, and I don't know if you'll be able to see that those took off. There's a growth point there, and there's a teeny tiny one right there. This one has a growth point too, but it's kind of buried by the perlite. So I did my first prop boxes ever, and this one was philodendron micans that had fallen behind the couch, and it was probably there for like 2 months. So the stems were like really teeny tiny, and this is the second round. I already took out a bunch and potted them up, and they're doing really well. So these are the second round of yeah, and you can see like all the roots under there. I don't know if you can see that, but yeah, I did my first prop boxes. They're doing really well. Very excited about that. They were just on the windowsill before I got this cabinet, so yeah, they were just like warm in the windowsill and doing great. Another update is my Wilbur Graves bloomed. I don't know if you can see it down here. Let's get it out. The bloom is on its way out, but it finally bloomed. This was like a 2-leaf cutting that I had for a long time. I had to treat with mites so many times, and it was kind of starting to irritate me. So I put it in the corner and was like, live or don't, I don't care. And then all of a sudden it was like 4 feet long, and then it bloomed. And then when I put it on this trellis, it snapped. So I have to cut this little section off. Maybe it'll just come off. No, but it's right there. It broke, but that's okay because we got a bloom. I can't really say what it smells like. So it's going back there. Put my Matilda splash in there. And I have this tray of all these little propagations of these pothos plants. These were mandulas, but then they reverted, so I cut them all up and they're all rooted, and I'm just going to see if any of them will revert back under the grow lights, because these are brand new grow lights, and so yeah, we'll see if they go back to being mandulas. If not, there's one of my Matilda splashes. Got some random snake plants. I feel like if you own plants, you have random snake plants everywhere, right? There's always a yellow leaf somewhere. Okay, here's the boo planter. I went and got it. It's huge. It's like an 8-inch. So this is your warning to avert your eyes if you don't want to see this. And then I'll tell you when you can look back on screen. I don't know if YouTube will penalize me for this. So when the plant's in it, it basically like covers all of it. But I just love the bronze look. Okay, they're gone. You can open your eyes again. But I just love this like bronzed look. And I love how like heavy and big it is, and it sits on the top of a big shelf in my other room. So, okay, and then another kind of fun thing for me recently is I branched out into like a fun type planter instead of just something that's simple and cylindrical and one shape. I saw this and I thought, you know what? I'm feeling kind of funky today. I'm gonna get it. Still haven't decided what to put in it though. So yeah, it might just live up here for a while. And then secondary to that, these are my favorite planters, and they came out with a new color, this like minty green color. Very exciting in my plant world. Not a lot of people understand that, so I'm sharing it with you guys. My captive audience, you have to watch. And then another thing that I'm really excited about is this is my Hoya Bella. Last summer, it was a big, bushy, beautiful 6-inch lush hanging basket. And I thought, oh, I'm going to do that thing where people put their plants outside for the summer and it'll be so fun. It was not. It got aphids and I had to chop it back to just a few propagations. Here it is. And then today, I noticed, you may not be able to see it, that it has a bloom, a peduncle. Here, let's see how we can, I don't know, the focus is so bad. So it has a little peduncle there on the end. I'll get a close up if you can't see it. But yeah, that's another thing that I'm really excited about. And I'm not going to put it in there. So anyways, those are just the exciting updates in my plant world here. And they're probably super dull to non-plant people, so you get to hear them. But thanks for stopping by, and I'll see you next time.